Hello friends, this is Nirmal here for Technique, and in this video we're going to compare two budget smartphones, the Xiaomi Redmi Note 3 with the Lenovo Vibe K4 Note. So these two phones are priced 11,999. The Xiaomi Redmi Note 3 was announced a couple of days back, and this device comes in two variants, the 2GB variant and 3GB variant. So we're going to compare the 3GB RAM variant with the Lenovo Vibe K4 Note because both these devices have 3GB RAM and they're priced exactly the same, that's 11,999. So before we go into the detailed aspects, so let's have a quick look at the specifications. The Redmi Note 3 comes with a 5.5-inch Full HD display. It's powered by the Snapdragon 650 hexa-core chipset with 3GB RAM and 32GB internal storage. It has 4G LTE, a 4000 mAh battery, Android 5.1.1 Lollipop with a custom Xiaomi's MIUI 7. Now on the camera aspect, this has a 16 megapixel rear camera, front facing 5 megapixel camera, fingerprint scanner, and it also comes with a 4G LTE support. Now talking about the K4 Note, the Vibe K4 Note comes with again a 5.5-inch Full HD display. It's powered by an octa-core chipset, the MediaTek 6753 chipset with 3GB RAM and 16GB internal storage. And it has a 13 megapixel rear camera, a dual tone LED flash, fingerprint scanner, 3300 mAh capacity battery, and Android 5.1.1 Lollipop along with a custom Vibe UI. So those were the specifications of these two phones. So let's go into the detailed aspects. So first let's see the design and build quality. So design and build quality, both these devices are completely different. While both have metallic chassis, the Redmi Note 3 is all metal construction, while the Lenovo K4 Note is a plastic finishing on the rear panel. So you can clearly see the Redmi Note 3 has a really premium finishing, all metal body with a matte finish. While the Lenovo K4 Note has a metallic chassis, you can see the sides have metallic finishing, while the rear panel is plastic and is a removable panel. So holding the device, you can clearly see that Redmi Note 3 gives a better grip on the device and also looks quite good in the overall usage. So design and build quality wise, we would say the Redmi Note 3 is the better choice here. Now both these devices have capacitive touch buttons, and Redmi Note 3 has backlit buttons. Now let's move on to the display aspect. Now in the display aspect, both these phones have 5.5-inch Full HD display, and they have IPS LCD panels, and the Lenovo Vibe K4 Note offers Corning Gorilla Glass protection, while the Redmi Note 3 does not offer any protection. But having said that, the Redmi Note 3 comes with sunlight display. That's one really good aspect about this display. It was first introduced with the Xiaomi Mi 4i, and the Redmi Note 3 has really good display quality. It really shines in the outdoor conditions, and it's really a treat to use. So that's one really good aspect about the Redmi Note 3 when compared to the Lenovo Vibe K4 Note. Now both these devices have pretty decent touch response as well. So the display aspect, even though the Redmi Note 3 does not have any protection, we would say the display on the Redmi Note 3 is slightly superior to the Vibe K4 Note. Now let's move on to the software and performance. So software wise, both these devices have Android 5.1.1 Lollipop with a custom UI. Now let's first see the UI on the Redmi Note 3. So this is the MIUI 7, and this has a custom interface. You can see the quick toggles, multiple home screens arranged into different different options. You can see the settings panel is also completely customized. You have additional light mode, child mode, do not disturb, and other options are included. And you also have themes to customize. This comes with the theme manager from MIUI, and you can download and install a lot of themes. You can customize every bit of this UI, including the icons, wallpaper, boot screen, a lot of things you can customize on the MIUI 7, and it's really a performing UI. It's more polished, but it does not have any resemblance to the stock Android. So it's for a user who has been using a stock Android UI, this might be a bit confusing because even you can see the multitasking is implemented in a different manner. So all in all, it's a completely different UI when compared to the stock experience. Now if you're looking for the Vibe K4 Note, it has this more or less stock like experience. You can see the this UI has been improved by Lenovo with the stock like interface. We have app drawer, and it does come with a decent interface as well. But unlike the MIUI 7, the Vibe UI isn't as customizable as the MIUI 7, and does offer decent options So in the settings, it does offer some additional options like a quick snap, knock to light, smart scene, and it also has this VR mode, that is the Theater Max experience with a VR headset. So that's one really good aspect about this device. Apart from that, the music quality on this device is really good. So this K4 Note is really good for multimedia experience and really gives a good performance with the dual front-facing speakers. Now let's move on to the performance side. So both these devices are completely different in terms of the hardware. The Snapdragon 650 is powering the Redmi Note 3, while it's a MediaTek 6753 octa-core chipset on the Vibe K4 Note. So in the performance side, we would say the Redmi Note 3 is really performing device and much better performance than the Vibe K4 Note. Both although have a 3GB RAM. Now talking about the gaming experience, again it's a Redmi Note 3 which is a clear winner. When we tested the Vibe K4 Note, we already said that the gaming experience was not really good and it was laggy, but we never experienced any such issues on the Redmi Note 3. So in the overall performance side, we would say the Redmi Note 3 is a winner here. And apart from that, both these phones have a 4G LTE dual SIM card, and the Vibe K4 Note offers a micro SD card expansion slot, but on the Redmi Note 3 it's a hybrid SIM card. That means you can use either dual SIM cards or one SIM card with a micro SD card. Now the internal storage offered on the Redmi Note 3 is 32GB, while on the K4 Note it's 16GB. Another aspect about these two phones is one Redmi Note 3 comes with infrared blaster. As you can see, there is an IR blaster on top, so you can use this phone as a remote for your AC, TV and other appliances. While on the other hand, the Vibe K4 Note comes with NFC enabled, so if you want to use NFC, you can use it on this device, while the Redmi Note 3 does not come with NFC. So that's the other aspects about these two phones. Now let's move on to the camera. Now talking about the camera, the Redmi Note 3 comes with a 16 megapixel camera, and it has dual tone LED flash, while on the K4 Note it's a 13 megapixel unit with dual tone LED flash. Both devices have 5 megapixel front facing camera. Now talking about the camera aspect, we would say when we tested the camera for overall aspects, we would say the Redmi Note 3 is a clear winner here. The Vibe K4 Note is a decent performer in this price range, but not really the best, and the Redmi Note 3 with a better processing algorithm on the Snapdragon 650 performs much better than the Vibe K4 Note. And even in the front facing camera, both these devices are pretty decent overall, and it does produce some decent photos for selfies. So that was the camera aspect. So now talking about the interface of these two phones, so you can see here the Redmi Note 3 offers some decent options in the form of manual mode, beautify mode and also scene modes, but here on the K4 Note the options are very limited, and it does offer some decent effects and panorama. So if you're looking for a better performing camera, obviously the Redmi Note 3 is the better choice here. So that's the camera aspect. Now let's move on to the battery. So these two phones have a pretty good capacity battery, with Redmi Note coming with a 4050 milliamp hour capacity, while the K4 Note is 3300 capacity. Now from the capacity itself, we can clearly say that the Redmi Note 3 is a winner here, because it does produce some really great performance in the battery aspect, and you can get more than a day, almost 1.5 days of usage with the moderate usage. And if you're a casual user, you might end up with almost 2 days of battery life. But on the K4 Note, you can definitely get 1 day of usage, but it will not definitely be the Redmi Note 3. So we have talked about almost all aspects about these two phones. So both these devices are priced 11,999. So which is better value for money device here? So we would clearly say the Redmi Note 3 is a better value for money device here, because it has a really performing processor, it has a good camera, great battery life, and on top of that MIUI offers tons of customizations which definitely you would like, along with a metallic construction. Now where does the K4 Note excel? The K4 Note has a great multimedia experience along with a 3/8 Max experience. So if you have a VR headset, you can always use it to get some great multimedia experience, and also the dual front facing speakers helps a lot. Now talking about the fingerprint scanner on both these devices, they're really fast and works really well. Both these devices offer decent experience. They're very fast in unlocking the phone, and on Redmi Note 3 you also have the option to lock apps, while that is missing on the K4 Note. The K4 Note also allows only 2 fingerprints to be registered, while the Redmi Note 3 allows 5 fingerprints. So that was the fingerprint aspect. Now, summing up all these aspects, we would say the Redmi Note 3 is a real winner in this price point and definitely our choice. So that's all guys with the comparison of the Xiaomi Redmi Note 3 with the Lenovo's Vibe K4 Note. So that's all guys, hope you like this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to YouTube channel for more videos. Thanks for watching, have a great day.